Hey guys, welcome back to another double podcast where we're going to talk about the DVDs for both The Incredibles and Cars.
Kind of a coincidence since The Incredibles was released before Cars and was in order from Pixar, so this should be interesting. I mean, considering I also own The Incredibles myself, and specifically the widescreen format, and The Incredibles as well. Oh no, Cars, sorry. But yeah.
Anyway, let's start with The Incredibles. Type on the supplements, like I said. Yeah. Literally. I'm sorry. It's funny, Patrick.
First thing we get is the blue warning screens, which is the same thing we always get for since Incredibles. No, Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc. The iconic coming soon to theaters bumper. The teaser trailer for Cars, but I like how it starts off with some kind of like weird like I like how it starts off like it's like you're hearing some music from A Bug's Life for very odd reason. For a very odd reason, you're hearing music from A Bug's Life, literally, since they are made by the same people. But you think it'd be equal for
Duke, you're muffled.
Be quiet about it. Mom comes out somewhere.
anyway, the first thing we get is like I said, a teaser for Cars, and for some odd reason, it starts like a showing of Bumblebee, and you think it'll be A Bug's Life 2, like what Flick mentioned in the Toy Story 2 outtakes. But I mean, it would be a 2 movie, but it's not A Bug's Life 2.
Instead, it's
Mater regretfully killing a baby Bumblebee. You think it'd be worse? Well, let's say Lightning got something stuck in him, which is disgusting, much to Mater's joy.
oh my god.
But then it cuts off to a very badass, I had to say it, racing montage.
This is supposed to be a PG channel.
I know, but I had to say it. What can I say? The racing montage looks really awesome, I'd say. And the fun fact, the music is by Green Day, so it should be interesting to hear.
Behind Boulevard Broken Dreams.
Pretty think so. Yeah. And one of the cars, fun fact, the number 65, specifically the Trunk Fresh one, has a Bug's Life and Toy Story 2 logos on him as sponsors. I never knew movies sponsor him. And then we get an early racing montage of The early version of Lightning McQueen in the 57 as opposed to the 95. And then it ends with Mater and McQueen watching the film. Or not like themselves or anything. And Mater just says, I tell you what, son, I'll drive my tires over a mile blast just to see that picture right there. And then we get a very, very fun looking 3D intro or 3D logo before it zooms in and cuts off to Mater saying "Dadgum" in front of us. There are several versions as far as the variations go. The first one for the Cars teaser trailer, fun fact, is specifically the first one that just has the November 2005 in the bottom. It just specifically says November 2005, since as it is supposed to be the initial release day for the movie. But the other one, after Mater says that, it cuts to the year the Cars is going to be released in, specifically 2006. And the third and final variation, like the one you're seeing right now in the Incredibles DVD, actually has June 9th, 2006 in the bottom. So I'm probably guessing that Cars doesn't want to compete with the overhated Chicken Little. A very nice move you got there, Pixar. Look what happened to Chicken Little already. He's probably rolling his foul rear end in the coupe right now.
The Wild is way more overhated. Like, at least Chick Little has some fans.
I only liked Steve Zahn as Runt in that movie because of how funny he was. But others not so much. Not quite what I used to like anymore.
I mean, you guys all know how high my opinion on the Wild is. Like, I don't need to say what I referred over again. So,
Yeah, but it's not to the point where you hate Madagascar entirely. But it'd be stupid for me to say that the Wild wasn't exactly a copycat. Because think of it this way. You have no Fusas in the Wild. Instead, you get Bewilderbeast as antagonists. One voiced by William Shatner. You don't get any penguins in there on screen. And you don't get a hippopotamus as a female protagonist in the Wild. Well, instead you get a giraffe.
yeah. Anyway, next supplement.
Speaking of the devil, after what I mentioned, we got a teaser trailer for Chicken Little. For some reason, just like the Cars teaser, before people may ask, no, it's not. No, it is not the teaser from not the teaser for Chicken Little, where he was being interviewed by hundreds of reporters and trying to run away from them. The other teaser is the one that basically kind of starts like some kind of, I don't know, some kind of CGI action film, and then it ends off with like something that that the title character of the same name is going to have a plan to save us all. But instead, he just screams "run" and breaks the screen. Was that a fourth wall break there, Disney? Chicken Little's probably going to be paid for the damage. Oh, wait. Yeah. Buck Cluck is going to do that.
Okay.
And then we have coming soon to own on DVD and video, which I'm going to find odd once you see why in a moment. We get, well, not yet. Jack is still typing the supplement next. The preview for Cinderella Platinum Edition DVD. Basically a remastered, basically a movie from the 50s that is restored with better picture and sound, like most Platinum editions were back then. The only bad thing this time is it is not THX certified, unlike Bambi, Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland, Pocahontas, and most of the list continues. And what I'm gonna say right now is, if it says coming soon to own on DVD and video, then why do you not have like any specific preview that is supposed to have like some kind of promo for a movie that's supposed to be released on VHS as well? Like what? So you're just gonna add a DVD preview and that's it? Like pretend VHS didn't exist anymore? Pixar, Disney, what are you thinking? Yeah, that was that was like a concern I was about to say. I never thought I would point out until right now. It's still kind of odd why you don't have a VHS promo in there, even though it says coming soon, but still. But still, same old preview as the 10th anniversary of Toy Story. But yeah, still nothing else the same. Or still nothing else different, I mean. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the DVD menu. It starts unsettling at first, but then it starts getting even more action-packed. And the montage, as you also seen, is also similar to what you may seen in the film's end credits. Only this time you see a shadow of Mr. Incredible with the symbol of the Incredibles, as you get some flashing in the background. And the music really sounds really, what can I say? It's perfect for a superhero film, I say. Specifically Marvel and DC.
Mm-hmm.
After all, it is by Michael Giacchino, after all, who would later then do Batman and Spider-Man.
Right.
Before we have something else, and after that, we got the what's the play movie sequence? Some kind of explosion as sparks fly. As the menu screen shatters, and you don't hear any glass breaking, you just hear fanfare. And then we have everyone's favorite logo that likes to give everyone nightmares, THX. Specifically, Cavalcade. That starts like some kind of like thunderstorm going on. I don't know if it's just me, but when the liquid forms together to form THX, it reminds me of the logo from the opening THX bumper from Terminator 2. Only that there's no Terminator in the back.
Yeah.
And then we have the Incredibles movie, of course. Starting off with the Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar Animation Studios logos, with one variation. You just hear some music from Michael Giacchino, of course. Meanwhile, The Incredibles 2 just basically has like it just basically turned the logos into red. But The Incredibles 1 didn't do that at all.
And what can I say? The Incredibles is a great movie.
It's a great film, and little do we know this is actually Pixar's first film to be rated PG, while the last films were rated G. The difference between The Incredibles and the previous releases is that it has more action and pretty much some dark moments. Specifically, a dead corpse of Gazerbeam. And that is until Syndrome's death comes along. Which explains why which dislikes Edna's disappointment on the capes. The design for the superheroes anyway.
No capes. Ellie muted his mic. Next up.
All right, so we're back to the DVD menu. Like what we always are to most, like all movies. Anyway. We gotta now we're heading to the sneak peeks. The first trailer we get is the same thing we get from not only Tarzan DVD, but also for. Well, never mind. I thought it's the same thing, but never mind. You get a preview for Studio Ghibli. Instead, it's voiced by Andy Jeller doing the voiceover as he explains movies such as the Academy Award nominated Spirited Away, followed by The Cat Returns, Porco Rosso, and Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. Next up is the preview for a direct-to-DVD sequel for Lilo and Stitch. Stitch has a glitch. The main difference, the slight difference you will see for the sequel is that Dakota Fanning, for those who may know her as, Dakota, for you, people may know her in like, I don't know what other movie she was in, but she of course was in. She took over for let's say Deveg Chase, who was known to be Lilo in the original film, but she was busy voicing her character on the TV show of Lilo and Stitch. And Deveg didn't play Lilo until Leroy and Stitch for the last time before puberty hit it. Never really seen Lilo and Stitch 2, but I did see a couple of clips about the first one.
Anyway,
We got a promo for the video game of the movie that we just saw earlier. And this is the first game to be rated T for teen. Meanwhile, the Lego video game of The Incredibles is still rated E10 plus because of its comedy in there, like most Lego games do. And the last preview is not for a movie or a game, but rather for a Disney park attraction. And that is none other than the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which is at the fictional Disney's Hollywood Hotel. It all started fun until that preview came along. Specifically when the guy just said, "It seems you're in luck. Something just opened up." As you see a little bit of Flash, you see a little bit of his Frankenstein type of stitched looking face.
oh boy. And that's the last thing that's listed on the Angry Grandpa Media Library Wiki. So if you want to watch it in that order, that'll be the last thing you see.
Literally. For kids. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't even imagine kids being scared of that preview, even though they do like Disneyland.
Anyway, now let's move on to the Cars DVD.
Which is, for those who are curious, we've done a podcast of that not too long ago, or a few months back, I should say. But,
It was a fan-made, version.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my fan-made version. But yeah. Let's see this.
So, of course, unfortunately, like most Pixar films, Cars is the first one that doesn't have the blue warning screens. Instead, it just starts with the coming soon to theaters bumper. The first thing we get is a teaser trailer for Pixar's next theatrical film, Ratatouille. I like how it starts calmly, it's just a normal day at the Gusto's restaurant. Until Remy came along. When the woman off screen just screamed a rat, this literally not only scared Remy off, grabbing a chunk of cheese, he literally ran into the kitchen, causing complete chaos as all of the employees start throwing pans and other strainers, pots, or worse, kitchen knives.
Yeah.
But then it cuts off to Remy literally like talking to us until his brother Emil came along, claiming that finding food in Paris is like so easy, only that it's actually dangerous.
Yeah.
Gotta rethink your life. He's right, you know. Let it go, Dad.
Sorry. Let it go, Dad. Anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm gone. Okay. And next element.
Next up is the coming soon to own on DVD. One thing you also may notice is that the coming soon bumper from Cars actually looks a little different, but they still have the same voiceover and background music you've seen. Next up is a preview for the classic 1950s Disney film from 1953, Peter Pan, who just came out of the Disney Vault since the 2002 special edition DVD to make its return in a special edition. Another special edition, but this time it's a 2-disc since his 2002 release was a 1-disc. And instead of either it'd be called special edition or it'd be called platinum edition, but still. And by the way, for those who are curious, we actually done a Peter Pan podcast of the 1998 VHS and read the plot of the film. And the platinum edition of Peter Pan didn't release until I think I believe it was like spring 2007. I could be right or wrong. Let me see the release date for a platinum edition Peter Pan. I don't know when was it released. Yeah, March 6, 2007. And that was like literally 25 days until the Disney's theatrical film came out. And I won't tell you when until the next supplement is typed in. Next up is, for some reason, it shows the coming soon to theaters bumper yet again. So you're not going to add another coming soon to DVD or not another preview coming to DVD, Disney? So you're just going to put coming soon to theaters again? Why not put coming soon to theaters from Disney and Pixar for the first one, for Ratatouille, you know? Like what you did with Toy Story 2 on the 2000 DVD. We get the next preview we get is another teaser trailer for Disney's next theatrical film that was released in the following 2007 and the following March, the same month when Peter Pan Platinum Edition released. And it starts off a little eerie with someone named Bauer Hat Guy saying, "Allow me to shed some light on the subject." And for those who for those who guessed it, we got a teaser for Meet the Robinsons, a very interesting, underrated, yet overhated Disney film from 2007. It's been a long time since I've seen Meet the Robinsons, honestly.
really good movie. I've seen it like twice, and I enjoyed it.
And the last thing we get to end off the movie is, as the narrator says, coming to the release date for the movie coming to theaters March 30th, 2007. The windowsill just shuts immediately at that poor Balor's nose. He's gonna feel that in the morning.
Next up.
Next up is a very fun way to be in the fast lane. The Real Life Cars promo for the promotion for the 2007 season of NASCAR on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN2. And for some reason, though, depending on which copy you have, whether you may or may not have the promo in a Cars DVD, I don't think widescreen has that, but I'm pretty sure full screen has that, which is weird depending on the printings that you get. Either it could be licensing issues or I don't know. But that's just me. But still, very fun looking preview to see. Which explains the inspiration for Cars documentary that you may see in the bonus features.
Sorry if you're work. I'm gonna try and move my TV around the broken one. Yeah. Now, anyway, now for the next supplement, and here we go.
Next up is the DVD menu for a very fun, exhilarating, and thrilling DVD menu for Cars, I'd say. Still very fun to look at. Like, you just basically get McQueen racing around the track in the fictional Motor Speedway of the South, which actually is based off of the real NASCAR track, Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. But if you look at the menu for the second time, you may notice an Easter egg for when the Dynaco 400 logo pops up. I didn't even know what it was for back when I used it back when I was a kid. But as an adult now, I now know what the Easter egg is.
Mm-hmm. Now we can't get to the next element without mentioning the play movie sequence.
The play movie sequence, of course, is the Piston Cup exploding, which you will see in the actual film. I mean, what do you think you were expecting? Frank jump scaring you? Wait, that'll be a different scenario because you're not in Radiator Springs, unlike the 2013 Blu-ray release of Cars, anyway, or the 2007 Blu-ray. Like, I highly doubt either of those Blu-ray releases will have Frank, but they don't, thankfully.
Yeah.
But that would be for, let's say, creepypasta. Let's just say that. And yeah.
Yeah.
And next up is the The last time we will see THX is the logo starring everyone's favorite robot, Tex the robot, repairing the logo. And it's shorter, sadly. It's not like the Finding Nemo where you hear something hitting his head off screen.
Still fun to watch, though.
Agreed.
Anyway.
We get the blue warning screens, but not the usual blue warning screen you see before the previews began, unfortunately. And there's the FBI anti-piracy. And then the actual movie starts with one slight difference to the Pixar logo. Instead of just fading to black before it starts the movie, you actually get like just basically the everything turning black except the circle glowing or glowing before it flickers as it like shuts off, like you would see in the closing credits, and that would be celebrating 20 years.
And I love cars.
Who doesn't? I mean, can you believe it's nearly been 20 years since Pixar gave us everyone's favorite race car film to life?
Yeah. This was actually Duke's all-time favorite Pixar film.
What can I say? That, like, who doesn't like the opening sequence of Cars? It's like thrilling, it's really exhilarating, and heck, it would just instantly beat Fast and Furious by a mile.
It's
Pixar, are you going to give us the 20th anniversary re-release of Cars in theaters, worldwide or nationwide, for next year, Pixar? Better take some notes for that.
It's also the second Pixar film to have both a dedication and a post-credit scene.
And this is also the first one you would get in the film's epilogue on what happened shortly after. You won't see that again until Toy Story 3.
And what's dedication, you may ask?
The late Joe Ranft, who has sadly died in an automobile crash, like way before the film was literally released. I mean, I guess that kind of explains why Cars was released in 2006 instead of 2005, rather than competing with Chicken Little or anything.
And what was the post-credit scene?
Poor Minnie and Van getting lost in the desert. And Van just thinks that there is an on-ramp close. This is what happens when he uses technology that doesn't seem to help. He literally just thinks GPS can do anything. How can Cars in the Pixar universe even see where their GPS or know what the GPS is saying to them? Actually, I don't want to know.
And before we get the closing logos, we get a fourth wall break.
A little bug or bug beetle hitting the camera, and he just didn't care what happened. He just turned his blinker on and carried on. The movie was literally fun until the dedication came along, followed by Brad Paisley singing "Find Yourself" in the background. And I noticed it's kind of shorter too, because it is the film version. Like, I think it's like 3 minutes and 19 seconds in the credits, while the soundtrack is just 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
Well, at least we got the post-credit scene to make us laugh afterwards.
Yeah. Except that mood swing scene when McQueen is just having fun in Radiator Springs until he was found.
Oh gosh.
Pixar, why did you do that to us?
Anyway, and the delinquent road hazards got their just desserts.
They did. And I thought Chick Hicks was that bad. With the exception of his voice actor being fun. No wonder why Beetlejuice was a thing.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're back to the DVD menu. A very fun DVD menu screen, like I said. Only this time, I think the yellow icon switched over to scene selection right after you finish the film. Now, unlike The Incredibles, you get not one, but 2 shorts from for Cars. You not only get one, like basically one short that's exclusive to the DVD, which will be explained later, but you get a short film that is like literally shown in theatrical, that was shown in theatrical theaters. Like just like The Incredibles and Monsters Inc. and I think I could be Monsters Inc. and Incredibles and Finding Nemo, I believe. And that specific short for Cars is One Man Band. A very fun short film where it's also one of those shorts where we get no dialogue. And the story premise is basically 2 musicians are fighting for 1 gold coin. But the more they play, the more chaos ensues.
And they end up pissing off a young girl in the process.
Oh dear.
And we actually take a post-credit scene here.
And I don't think kids may have noticed that, or neither do I.
Basically, it's basically nighttime, and the 2 men are trying to reach for the gold coins on top of the fountain.
And they don't have they don't even have a ladder at the time. Maybe it's because they're in a different timeline, not in the modern day, I believe.
Well, anyway. Next up.
We get, well, if you think One Man Band was fun to watch, just wait till you see the short film that is exclusive to the DVD, and you may also see it in the 2007 Blu-ray, and it is Mater and the Ghostlight. That basically is set shortly after the events of the movie, and basically it feels like more of a it's more like a, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like a Halloween special, like where Mater goes on a pranking spree. But only this time, there's no Halloween decorations anyway. It's just neon lights in every single Radiator Springs, every single building in Route 66. And And while you're watching the short, you hear another Brad Paisley song. And this time it's called Behind the Clouds, which you may kind of hear in the movie at Flo's VA Cafe in kind of a radio type of background, radio type of effect. And I like how during Mater's pranking spree, you don't hear scary / or comedy music. You just hear Brad Paisley music. And during the pranks, though, Mater trying to scare Lizzie is just unsuccessful. Because she's just sleeping and didn't even care. When Mater just instantly mocked the ghost light, Sheriff told him to not mock it, knowing that it is real. After he just instantly shouted literally raised his voice, literally just literally getting McQueen and Mater speechless. They couldn't even say a word. But as the story goes on, Mater starts to get even scared by the story. It's like, what? Okay. I mean, he kind of had his desserts. Or should I say, a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah.
And another thing you may notice is that when Mater enters his own shed, just to close up the door, it immediately like shuts up. It immediately just like, boink. Like the garage door just literally like broke. And that's like way before Cars 2 and Mater's Tall Tales became a thing, which feels like a foreshadow to it. And of course, the short shows up like Mater being chased by a quote-unquote ghost light, while it is revealed to be a lamp that was hanged in the back of his tow cable. But as he was being chased by the quote-unquote ghost, he obliviously scared off the tractors and accidentally woke up Frank. At least Frank won't be chasing after him this time. Just when you think the short is over, there were some talks that the Screaming Banshee was a thing. And everyone just drove off. Back to bed, I guess. And the lights went off. Like, what? Oh, right. Cartoon logic. Who would have thought? And once again, Mater shakes in fear. Literally cuts to the credits. And we do get another post-credits, just like One Man Band. And what is that post-credits exactly? Mater's encounter of the Screaming Banshee. But instead of being scared, however, Mater just tells him that there's a banshee out here somewhere and tells him good night, leaving the Screaming Banshee confused. He's so oblivious. And since then, the Screaming Banshee didn't came back in any of the shorts or the movies anyway.
He probably became scared of himself.
And fun fact for those who have collected diecast cars of Pixar cars, there actually was a Screaming Banshee toy released in 2008 as part of the Mini Adventures toy line, right? And it actually looks kind of creepy for a kid's toy, at least. That is. I mean, the Screaming Banshee literally lost one of its eyes in its windshield. Like, there's a crack in it.
Oh, boy.
And since then, Mattel was like, okay, maybe the Screaming Banshee is too scary. We're just going to discontinue it and sell it up to eBay. Make sure everyone buys it.
Okay.
We're back to the DVD menu for how many times? Probably 3. Or make that 4. After you saw the movie, and you go to the one-man band, and then Mater in a ghost light. Then we're heading to the sneak peeks menu. That for some reason it kind of I hear some kind of music that reminds me of something you hear in SpongeBob. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I bet most of the previews might be better than seeing Screaming Banshee until the Mattel releases a Screaming Banshee toy. Until it discontinued it. Anyway.
Anyway. Next up.
We get a preview for another video game, but this time it's for cars. But it didn't start off as calmly as it should. It starts off a little bit eerie or unsettling because I think it's supposed to be like an action packed or like it's supposed to be exhilarating as what the game really is look like, what the game is like. And of course, it is voiced over by Jim Cummings as he describes many things you can do in the game. Like, not only you head over 30 races and mini games, but you can also go head to head in multiplayer mode. And after the video game promo ends with Watch It, Race It, Live It, you get some kind of secret cheat code to basically unlock everything. Like basically maybe unlock all paint schemes, all the levels, or even heck, just basically unlock all the levels from the story mode without even giving it a try. I don't even know if that cheat code actually works. Considering I never even played the Cars video game at all. I never really played it on the Wii. I never really played it on any game system. Never in my life. I really want to though, because it is a 2006 game after all. I only played Cars 2 the game though. Cars video game fans, please don't go after me for this.
Last up.
We get a promo for the newest home media piece, or the newest edition for the home media, Disney Blu-ray disc. And yeah, so basically, ever since VHS discontinued, since Cars was the last Pixar film to be released in VHS, we were introduced to Blu-ray. And the first, and I kid you not, the actual first, the first Disney film from Walt Disney Studios was actually Dinosaur, released on September 19, 2006. But I believe the first Pixar film was actually, I kid you not, Cars. It was actually the first Pixar film to be released on Blu-ray. Interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally released on the same day as Ratatouille on Blu-ray.
Oh. Interesting. And it is Mike again. Anyway, guys, that's it for this double podcast.
It's
That was
almost
love.
nearly an hour longer than Shark Tale and Finding Nemo double.
Yeah. But anyway, now that we're done, we're gonna check in with Percy and Thomas, see what they think of the 2-disc Finding Nemo DVD.
Even though we kind of had done the DVD of Finding Nemo many, many times, but can't help it. It's at least it's more worth it than the 2012 Blu-ray
Yeah.
because the lack of the bonus features. Who would even buy that? It's a piece of garbage anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Percy and Thomas are waiting, so let's go. I'm gonna end the recording here. See you next time, guys.